One of the quieter, often overlooked lessons from the Korean War is how quickly frontline assumptions about equipment and protection could fail under harsh conditions. By 1950, military planners believed that standardized kits, prefabricated fortifications, and advanced logistics had eliminated many of the improvisational hazards soldiers faced in World War II. In practice, cold, fatigue, and disrupted supply lines meant that troops often had to improvise protection using whatever was at hand. What Korea demonstrated, and what World War II had already proven, is that ingenuity often mattered more than official doctrine. Everyday objects, discarded items, or so-called household junk could make the difference between survival and catastrophe. Glass bottles and broken ceramics were turned into alarm systems and deterrents. One of the more subtle and honestly ingenious applications of household items in World War II was the use of glass bottles or ceramic fragments as early warning systems. Placed strategically around perimeters or near tents, they created noise when disturbed by enemy movement or even wildlife. While not a substitute for sentries or technology, these improvised alarms gave soldiers precious seconds to react. The Korean War reinforced this principle as soldiers operating in remote mountainous terrain often lacked reliable communications. Those who had adopted these low-tech warning measures benefited from early awareness of incursions or animal activity, reducing casualties and allowing for timely defensive positioning. This really highlights a broader lesson. Survival often depended on leveraging sensory awareness through simple available materials. Wooden crates and furniture parts became protective armor and structural supports. During World War II, soldiers often repurposed discarded wooden crates, furniture components, and packing materials to reinforce shelters, create walls, or cover exposed positions. The rigidity of wood, combined with the availability of offcuts and scrap, allowed for the rapid construction of barriers without specialized tools or expertise. In Korea, veterans noted that units who integrated these practices were able to modify terrain quickly and establish semi-permanent defensive positions. Improvised wood structures could absorb minor blast effects, support lightweight roofing, or elevate sleeping surfaces above moisture. The principle is simple. Understanding structural behavior, even with non-standard materials, allowed soldiers to translate domestic debris into functional defense. Cloth, rope, and string became multi-purpose survival and defensive tools. Soldiers turned sheets, blankets, clothing, and ropes into makeshift stretchers, camouflage, shelter reinforcements, and trap mechanisms. When resources ran low, ingenuity with cloth allowed troops to repair torn tents, secure fragile structures, or even create signal flags for coordination. The Korean War demonstrated that small portable resources like textiles could multiply the effectiveness of a unit far beyond what formal kits provided. Soldiers who carried spools of string, extra rope, or scrap fabric could respond to emergencies with speed and flexibility. These items exemplify how understanding material properties, lightweight, tensile strength, versatility, directly influenced survival outcomes. What these forgotten defenses reveal about survival is that adaptability outweighs planning. Across these examples, one theme emerges clearly. Improvisation mattered more than issuing the right materials. Household junk, sandbags, tins, bottles, wood, textiles, was only useful when soldiers understood how to apply it effectively. Experience, observation, and iterative adaptation determined success. The Korean War reinforced that lesson under harsher logistical and environmental constraints. Units equipped with abundant, high-quality bunkers could still falter if they failed to integrate low-tech, adaptable solutions. Conversely, troops who internalized the improvisational ethos of World War II were better prepared for supply disruption, extreme weather, and unconventional threats. These stories underscore an enduring principle of survival and defense. Ingenuity under pressure is more reliable than technology alone. Materials and technology can fail, but knowledge and adaptability endure. Remembering these wartime innovations matters because survival is timeless. The so-called household junk of World War II was not glamorous or celebrated, yet it saved lives repeatedly. It demonstrates that historical analysis should value practicality and applied knowledge alongside strategy and tactics. Studying these forgotten defenses provides insight into human ingenuity under pressure, the adaptive mindset of experienced soldiers, and the conditions that shape survival in war. Understanding and remembering these lessons equips modern militaries, disaster response teams, and civilian preparedness initiatives with strategies that remain relevant decades later. Improvised materials, thoughtful placement, and adaptive thinking can still multiply survivability in environments where standard equipment fails. If you value historical lessons that illuminate both human endurance and practical problem-solving, subscribe to History Vault. Share this video with others who appreciate in-depth, evidence-based exploration of overlooked wartime innovations. The ingenuity of soldiers who turned household junk into life-saving defenses remains a source of guidance, and a reminder that survival is often defined by creativity and adaptability as much as by technology.